Feels like today we are all on the lookout for narcissism and red flags in other people, whether it's with friendships, with dating, with any new relationships that are forming. We are all becoming more and more conscious of the types of people we let into our life. Yo, it's your friendly neighborhood knucklehead, and in this video, I want to share 3 things that should raise caution as to whether or not you are dealing with a narcissistic person. Now, this doesn't diagnose somebody as being a narcissist or having narcissistic personality disorder. However, these are some things that I've observed, and I've also listened to some experts mention as being qualities of a narcissistic person, and they're just kind of 3 red flags in general that should raise caution as to how closely you want to be connecting with this person. So here's 3 non-verbal signs that something may be off about this person. It has nothing to do with things that they say, but rather what their situation is currently and how they act. So jumping right in here, number 1 is going to be reckless driving. If they are a left lane driver and they're a little bit all over the place, it could be a sign that they're entitled, that they feel like they need to get somewhere faster than everyone else needs to get somewhere. What they're doing is more important than anyone else on the road. And it's also kind of a sign that their own sense of personal safety might be a little off. Here's the other thing. If you're getting into a car with somebody and they're driving you and they're not treating you as if you are precious cargo, then they might not see you as precious cargo. Now, I've kind of been on both sides of this, where I've been in the passenger seat when someone gets on the highway and immediately goes in the left lane and is driving over 70, 75 miles an hour just to go like get ice cream. Like, it's really not that deep. We can just chill in the right lane and, drive the speed limit and relax. But I've also been in the driver's seat where someone has like cut me off, and I've had this other person reach over and honk my horn for me to let someone know that they did something that was not cool. Even though I kind of saw it coming, I stopped in time anyway, and I was not upset about it. This is something that Dr. Romney mentions as being a real sign of a narcissist as well, is that lack of empathy for other people on the road and that sense of entitlement that what we have or what they have going on being more important than other things going on. And so number 2 is going to be about their social media presence. If they are on social media and it just kind of is them, like their Instagram is just a compilation of selfies in different outfits, in different mirrors, but it's all really showcasing them and not what they're doing, just different showings of them. It's a little bit concerning because who are we trying to show ourselves to? Now, again, this doesn't mean that they are a narcissist, but it should raise caution if their social media is not about the things that they're doing or experiencing or sharing. It's just a way for them to show themselves off. Now, it might seem hard to gauge whether or not certain things should raise caution, but it's kind of at your discretion. If you're looking at somebody on social media and something feels off, trust your gut with it. A couple selfies and a couple photos, showing what you're doing, where you are, like all that is good stuff. But if you just see their face kind of front and center on like every single image, it's like, are they just looking at themselves, or are they trying to document certain aspects of their life? Because if they're not doing anything, it's just showcasing the fact that they're not doing anything. It could just be a situation where every once in a while they just put themselves up there to try to field in some likes or comments to kind of make them feel better about themselves. And so number 3 is going to be their line of work and what they choose to do with their life. We're looking for like real entitled positions, or also just things that may not be healthy for them. Now, this area is going to seem a little bit judgmental, but again, you really have to trust your gut with somebody. But looking at certain things that might kind of be obvious, like if you're dating somebody and their line of work is credit card scamming or stealing cars and turning them over, or I don't know, stealing bikes, things like that, where it's like criminal activity, you have to question like what really makes that person okay with doing things that are hurting other people. It's a sign that there might be a real lack of empathy there. The other thing about the line of work is if it's a healthy or toxic environment for them, and also the kind of person that would be okay with working those kinds of jobs. For me personally, if somebody is a police officer, that's not really the kind of attitude I really want to be engaging with. That's kind of an authoritative figure. There's a lot of politics around it. It just doesn't seem like a good situation for somebody. And this might be even more unpopular than that, but somebody that engages in sex work could be something that could ring some alarm bells as to why they would want to be in that kind of field, especially if it's potentially unsafe or a toxic environment. Different kinds of things that people do for a living could be indicators as to where their values are, where their entitlement is, where their empathy is. And those are kind of the things that are going to paint the picture of a narcissistic person versus empathetic or a non-narcissistic person. Once again, I just want to reiterate that these things are not a means to diagnose somebody. Just because someone's a cop doesn't mean that they're a narcissist. But at the same time, I'm trying to showcase things that would make you want to watch out. And I even do some more tips and some shorter content forms on Instagram and TikTok and things like that. So you can follow me there to see even more content, and it's a little bit quicker. So in the comments below, let me know, do you agree with these red flags? Put some red flags in the comments if you agree with some of the things that I said, or let me know how wrong I am and how off base and judgmental I'm being. Now up here, I'm gonna put a video about the biggest red flag that I've seen in a person. That's definitely something that you're gonna have to watch out for. And in the next video that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make it more positive and actually do 3 green flags. So keep an eye open for that over here in the playlist that I am putting all of these tips into. If you made it to the end of this video, you might as well give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and stay creative.